Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla In The Gong. Today we're going to install one more DIY product in our Tesla Model Y Performance, and this is the sexy knob from Enhance. Not too long ago, I did install sexy buttons from the same company. In case you're wondering what this is all about, well, we know that all of our functionality in our cars is locked behind hardware and we access them through our dash screen. But sometimes you may want to have a physical button, or in this case, a knob and buttons to access some of the functionality. Particularly if you don't want to muck around sub-menus to activate something, you can install these products. In this case, I'm going to do the sexy knob install. The install is super easy and I'm going to rate this at 3 on 10 in the difficulty scale. Now, in case you're new here, my name is Nash and I do a lot of DIY upgrade videos for your Tesla Model 3, Model Y, S and X as well. And I also do a lot of reviews of both Tesla and non-Tesla electric vehicles out there, particularly with an Aussie perspective. So a sub to the channel will be amazing. Without further ado, let's do this. Radio, let's do a quick unboxing. I'm not a huge fan about unboxing, as you all know. This is the box it comes in. It is super Spartan, easy to open. And the only thing that is inside is the actual product itself, which is the sexy knob, which looks like this. And as you can already see, it has a super OEM finish to it. And it just goes into the side over here, just beneath the dash. And it completely blends in color with the OEM finish of our trap door. And that is why I really like this. And in addition to that, we also have the commander unit, which is here. How to install this commander in your Ryzen computer Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. As you know, here in Australia, we are right-handed cars, so we are on the right side of the road. And we do have a OBD port right over here on the right side of the car. And actually speaking, both in the right and left-hand drive models, I believe the OBD blank port is on the right side of the car. So in our side, it's on the driver's side, whereas if you're in a left-hand drive country, it will be on the passenger side. So that is something to remember. So what else is there in the box? They have some stickers to label the buttons, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And in addition to that, there are a couple of cables that are there. Now, there are two sets of cables. There are two sets of cables here. This cable is if you want to install the commander in the rear, just beneath the dash. If you want to install it there, you can use this cable. Here in Australia, if you want to use the blank OBD port on the right side of the car, this is the cable to use. It has both the OBD port pass through, the male and female, as well as a power port, which can be plugged in and daisy chained with this part as well. And the commander module will go into this part over here. And in addition to that, there is also a USB cable to get power for the knob unit from the USB-C port. So let's do a quick install and see how this goes. Okay, the first thing that I usually do with any install, we go into safety and then we go and power off. I believe it's not really necessary, but in an abundance of caution, I always like to do this. And I also like to lower the windows and open the doors, because in case something happens and you don't have access to the car, I sort of take it as a precautionary thing and do it for all my installs. In the more recent updates, it's not really necessary, but I do it nevertheless, just as a matter of preference. That's all. The next step is to access the OBD port. First things first, you need to remove this one, and this one. They're just held by clips. Nothing to worry. Just remove them. Two. Third one is there is a small little plastic clip which is over here. We can remove that and then remove this too. And then all you need to do is just pull this back. Nothing to worry, there are just clips there. And that is where you access the OBD port, which is in there. All you need to do is pull this off. This actually comes off in total. That actually makes the install a little easy. These plastic things won't keep, flapping about in the wind. Take this off and leave it in a secure place. One more plastic clip to remove. Same drill, no big deal. Just take that out. Now you can retract this and access the OBD port, which is over there. Now, once you open this spot, you should have that blank OBD blue plug into which your commander module's pass-through cable should go. In my case, I also have one more second screen over here. And so I'm going to probably daisy chain the command module to the existing second screen's plug. Let's see if that works. If you're just installing only the commander module, you wouldn't have to think about this. Just install the command module's OBD plug over here, and then they're all golden. In my case, I'm going to try something different. So if you have a second screen, this is probably something that you probably would need too. Now, because the space may be a little wanting, I first like to connect the commander plug. It's a very simple thing. It comes with its dedicated clip. You plug that in there. Now that is ready to go. Now this one will go into the female of the OBD port plug, which is the blue plug. And this one would be the place where you have your existing OBD. In my case, I have the second screen. I'm going to plug that into this. In your case, you'll just leave this empty. So you'll just plug this in and then you're all golden. After that, you just need to plug the power source, which is over here. I'll show that in the next step. So that's the OBD plug plugged in. I'm going to show you the one without the second screen, and then I'll show you one with the second screen as well. That's the next step for connecting power. Now at the bottom over here, you must have the power plug, and this is the plug where you use to install this. There's already another plug which is sitting there. You need to take that out, plug this in, and then daisy chain that existing plug onto this part over here, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, the command module is over here. This is the pass-through plug from Enhance, and this is the existing plug which ought to be connected there. And so we're going to just plug that into this, and that will complete the circuit. So that will complete the circuit, and now your command module is all fully installed. Previously, there used to be some lights on the command module, but now in the Gen 2 version, they do not have that, I'm afraid. So now the circuit is complete, and your Enhance sexy plugs are now installed completely. So very quickly to show you that, this goes into the pass-through, the pass-through goes into the power, and the OBD goes there, and the command module is out. Now, if you are somebody like me who has the second screen, I'm going to show you how to do that as well now. Rightio. So this is the OBD port plug for my second screen. I'm going to install that onto this pass-through that was from the Enhance Autos pass-through plug, and this was the plug from the second screen that was there. I'm going to install that second screen plug onto the Enhance Auto second screen plug so that we can get some power going. So this is the Enhance Auto second screen that is over here. We're going to get my second screen plug onto this. Click that in place, and then plug that other end into the male plug on the other side. Let's do that. And that's that. This is how the double clip or double accessory connection would look like. We can push all this in, and we can also push the command module also inside, and we can go in for the app setup now. Right, now that we've installed the commander, the difficult part of the install is all done. All you need to do is open this, take the actual knob unit out, and they say you have to plug into the car button or the car figured port for the USB-C. Plug that in, and all you need to do is plug it into the USB-C port right at the bottom over here. And once that is done, the product will start to power up, and you can see sexy knob come on there. Look at that. And all you need to do is sort of bring it in there, slide it in, and press it down, and that's it. Look at that OEM look to it. It says Commander not connected. We'll do the connection in just a bit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the color match. I simply love this. Look at this. You can actually twist this and push and all kinds of things. It says Commander not connected. Now we're going to do the Commander connection, but one more time. Look at that. Super cool indeed. You can still access all this, and you still have another USB port free for you to connect something else. Rightio, now that we have installed the sexy knob and we've also powered it on, we're now going to set this up, and for that you do need the Sexy Buttons app from Enhance. You can download it from both iOS as well as the Play Store. Click on that Sexy Button app, and you will have the Sexy Buttons which have been installed previously. In my case, I do have them. But you can slide up and you'll see there is a separate button called Sexy Knob. In my case, it just connected it. So what you need to do is, in your case, it wouldn't have connected. So you click on the Sexy Knob, you go into the gearbox or the gear button, and then click on Connect to Commander. In my case, when I click on that, it says it's already connected to Commander. When you click on that, it will search and then it will connect to Commander, just like the way the Sexy Buttons connected to the Commander. The Sexy Knob will do the same thing too. And now you know that there are 3 sliding menus there, 1, 2, and 3. The first sliding menu is all about the temperature, and you can have the temperature control over here. So I'm going to just control the car's temperature with this knob. And the second sliding button will be for battery preconditioning. I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to change it, click on it, and you can click on this, and there are other things that you can map to this place. For example, if you want to have autopilot there instead of the battery preconditioning, we can go and do an add of that and then save that action, and that will change to autopilot. And some of the allied features of autopilot will be mapped to the 4 knobs, and I will talk about that in just a bit. And the third, when you come out in the third slider, will be for the gear shift, and some of the allied things on the side can be programmed as well. Now let's check this out. So as you see, the center button is all about the controls, and now let's click on the top left button over here. It is mapped to the fan speed. When you click on that, the fan speed comes on. It is at 1 now. All you need to do is turn and keep increasing. You can see that the fan speed is now increasing. You can go all the way to max or all the way to auto as well. That is super cool, isn't it? Now, if you want to see what the left bottom button does, click on that. It is up for the left seat, which is now mapped to seating off. Now you can increase the seating to 1, 2, 3, and heating 3 heating positions. You can do that. Now, if you want to do the right top button, you click on that, and that is the rear fan on. That is just turned on the rear fan over there. You can turn it off as well, and then you can do this one. This is for the right seat. This is for the driver's seat. You can turn on the heater too. That is super cool, isn't it? Now, press to the center and then move to the next submenu. Here, you remember we have changed from the existing preconditioning of the battery to autopilot, and now you can use autopilot functionality. You can now set regen over here. Regen is now at 100%. You can now reduce the regen to 75 and all the way to off as well. This is so cool, guys, so cool. This button over here is for autopilot. Of course, I need to be driving to activate that. And this button over here is for the acceleration. I can change from sport to chill. Here, this is really cool. Right now, I want to keep it at sport. What is the point of having a model by performance if you don't drive it in sport? And here you can have the glove box to be opened and that opens the glove box. There's one small caveat. If the glove box is programmed to this button, it will override pin that you set for glove box. That will be overridden, so that is something to be aware of. Press it one more time and then go to the next sub menu over there, which is the parking. Over here, if you change that, that'll keep the wipers in auto. You can change that, and that is activating the wipers. There's no rain here, so I'll leave it at off, or I'll leave it at auto. That's fine. And then over here, the dome lights turning on and off. Right now it is on. They can turn off the dome lights as well, so that is super cool. And you can now increase the volume up and down, and that increases the volume up and down there too. And over here you can unfold the mirrors, and you can see the mirrors are now completely folded as well. So that is super cool functionality. Now you can unfold the mirrors from here. Now let's say we want to go and change a few of this. So this is for the gear selector. You want to change this. You can click from unfold to something else. You can click that and change from volume to something else, wipers to something else, and interior lights to something else as well. So you can do that for every single menu. So you can want to go there, change from rear fan to something else. You can change that too, and customize it to your heart's content. Now, how many sub menus that you can customize, I'll go through that in just a bit. So you can open and close the glove box. That is in the open functionality. In the drive sub menu, you can have acceleration region and gear shifting. On the media, you can have media volume up and down. In the wipers, you can increase and decrease the wipers. In autopilot, you can turn on and turn off. Charging, you can precondition the battery. And if you want climate control, you can have temperature, fan speed, rear fan, left and right seats heating. And then mirrors, you can fold the mirrors. And if you go into the others functionality, you can have a thank you, which is flashing the hazard lights to 1, 2, 3 positions. You can have that interior lights on and off. So these are the functionality that you can program to these buttons and the knob at this time. For the sexy buttons, there are a lot more functionality that you can program, but Enhance is saying that those functionalities will be opened up for the sexy knob as well in due course of time. But even with these limited functionality that the sexy knob has, this is a cool product to have and use, so that you don't have to muck around with the sub menus in your dash software. Alright, final thoughts. Now this is a super cool OEM finished quality product from Enhauto, and I really love this for these particular functionalities that it has. The functionalities will open up in the near future when the app gets updated and the commander gets updated too, and that is the promise from Enhance too. So I'm really looking forward to see more of the commander functionalities coming up. The commander functionalities that are there in the sexy buttons are over 100 and not as much on the sexy knob, but as it is a great product and I really like them. Do check them out. The website is here in the screen as well. It is enhauto.com, and you can use the discount code GONG, a single word GONG, for getting discounts when you buy a sexy knob of your own and also a sexy button of your own as well. Do check them out. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Would you be interested in the sexy knob? What other functionality would you want? Because Enhauto or Enhance is looking at our chats to get more ideas as to what we want. Leave your thoughts. I'll catch you in the chats. This is Nash from Tesla and the Gong signing off. Peace.